Hi everybody, Jennifer Blevins-Smith with Integral Clinic Solutions, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Navigating the Business of Medicine. Today we're going to do the third part of the revenue cycle management series that I'm doing. So if you haven't seen parts 1 and 2, you will want to check those out first because I am doing them sequentially, and you might be a little lost if you're new to revenue cycle management if you start here and don't start from number 1. So this is the third video, and where I left off in the last video is the claim has been sent to the payer. Now, most likely you're sending electronic claims, and if you are, you're probably using a clearinghouse. And clearinghouses oftentimes have their own set of rules provided to them by the individual insurances that claims will be scrubbed or ran through before they're officially sent off to the insurance plan to process. Clearinghouses will do a lot of the high-level checks, and again, these are based on rules oftentimes, most of the time, that the insurance has provided to them. And then there's some that the clearinghouse is made up of their own because they do have that interface with the insurance company and they can check some stuff. So they'll check and make sure that maybe the member is active with the plan, the subscriber number is correct, the patient's name or date of birth is correct. If you're submitting for CPT codes that are no longer active, maybe it was removed by CMS and you're trying to submit a claim with it, it will reject. Invalid diagnosis codes, something that requires maybe a prior authorization that you don't have on file. Let's see here, NDC numbers, CLIA numbers. I mean, there's just so many things that they check for, and it just runs through kind of like this rule engine, and anything that flags gets rejected. So you need to make sure that you have a process internally for how and who will work those claims that have been rejected at the clearinghouse level in order to get them fixed as soon as possible and resubmit it. Now remember, every time a claim is rejected at a clearinghouse or denied at an insurance company, it delays the payment from the insurance, or it delays the payment from the patient, because if things go to patient responsibility and they don't process it in time, it delays that balance being put on their account, and then it won't have a statement generated until that balance is on the account, and then mailing time, etc. It could really delay stuff. So that's why it's so important that my videos from 1 and 2 steps of the revenue cycle management are taken seriously, and that the workflows are established and they're seamless or almost seamless, so that those direct things that those staff members have control over do not affect these rejections to happen and denials. And things are going to happen. Nobody's perfect, but if you can get a very low number of rejections every week and a very low number of denials from the insurance, then you're doing really well. So if everything passes the claim edits at the clearinghouse, then it will be submitted to the insurance company. And because insurance companies receive so many claims, it would be almost impossible for humans to be able to process these in a timely manner. So oftentimes there are these computers with algorithms that adjudicate the claims. And that doesn't mean that a person doesn't set eyes on them. I know, because you can see from the codes that come and the remark codes and CAS codes on the ERAs that somebody probably did look at it. But depending on, you know, the charge amount, the codes used, the diagnosis codes, etc., I am guessing that insurance companies can set up their systems for the simple things to go through, the more complex things that need a second eye to go to a separate place, etc. With technology, it would be stupid if they didn't have that, right? And I've never worked for an insurance company, so I don't know really how it works, but my guess is because some of these payers can turn around claims so fast that it's computer generated and it goes through an algorithm. So they will process at the insurance, and they process each CPT line, right? So they will go through each service line that you've billed for, and they'll be looking to make sure you have appropriate diagnosis codes associated with those CPT codes. They'll be making sure if there's any prior authorization or referral that's required for those services to be attached. They will look to make sure that the NDC numbers, NDC billing units are appropriate for any medications. They'll be looking to see if there's an active CLIA or CLIA waiver number on file for your practice in order to run whatever tests that you're billing for, etc. They'll check for modifiers to make sure you're using proper modifiers. And it's just one of those things that goes through all of these things. And if anything is wrong with it, either it will deny the entire claim or it will deny just a line item, a CPT code on the claim. Those are the things you have to pay attention to, because sometimes they'll just deny the whole thing, sometimes they'll only deny certain levels, and that's where your billing coding specialists come in when they receive these adjudications. So the claims are being processed at the insurance company, and once they are completed, they will come back through most likely your clearinghouse, and it will go to wherever you're expecting them to go, whether the clearinghouse routes it through into your EMR system or your billing system, or you have to go into the clearinghouse themselves to look at these processed claims, and then you need to start going through them. You're going to have your billing specialists going through these adjudicated claims and making sure that things look right, that the billed amount and the paid amount look about right based on your contracted adjustments. If there's any denied, they're putting them in a separate place to be dealt with soon. They're looking to see if there are any trends for by payer, maybe things aren't going through, or they're denying a bunch of stuff in bulk, try to figure that out. And you have somebody that definitely goes through and just kind of eyeballs and gives a good once over to see if there's anything that needs to be looked at further. These people are really important. You hope that they're well trained, because these people are going to be the ones that are hopefully going to catch anything that needs to be fixed upstream that they're seeing trends and denials. So if they're seeing a lot of people's insurances denying claims for inactive plans, incorrect subscriber ID numbers, etc., then you have a problem somewhere at the front desk or registration, right? If you're seeing a lot of denials for incorrect CPT codes, denials for invalid ICD-10 diagnosis codes, then you probably have an issue you need to resolve with your providers or your mid-office staff. So this is really going to help you as an office manager, an owner, or something be able to identify things upstream that can be resolved to prevent further issues downstream. Okay, so you're going to have all of these things coming through from the insurance, and they need a once-over look at it, etc. This is really important. I think a lot of people underestimate how much time this takes, and also kind of the manual process that happens here. Yes, you can have software that will auto post things and bring things in and put things where they need to go in patient accounts, but you still have to have a manual process of somebody looking things over to make sure it looks correct, because we don't have control over how the insurance company sends things back when it comes to their CAS coding, their remark codes, and sometimes because it is software and technology, they could have a glitch that they're not aware of, and it isn't until practices are looking at this stuff saying, hey, this isn't right, something's wrong, and reaching out to that insurance that they go, oh my gosh, we didn't even know about this, we'll reprocess those claims, that's an error. So that's why, it's just being very proactive and doing your due diligence. This person should also be able to run reports to kind of identify trends that way as well, and also to see kind of like what insurance payments are coming in, what's going to patient responsibility, depending on times of year, that can fluctuate definitely, and the volume of patients that you see, your specialty. But this person is definitely going to be one of those people that you're going to be relying on to help be the eyes and ears on the back end of the billing and revenue cycle to see anything that needs to be changed, anything that needs to be made aware of. If you have any questions or comments about this, please let me know. This is my third video, and we're going to go into our fourth video of the RCM cycle in very soon since we're in 3, because I'm trying to break these into manageable size videos to help people understand and comprehend each level, because it is really important. The RCM cycle is, the backbone of your practice because it involves the finances, and it definitely will dictate the success or failure of your practice. So, join me for the 4th video. Kind of, re-review 1, 2, and 3 if you need to before watching my 4th one. But I really hope that you understand each of these and how it affects each person in your practice and how important their roles are. If you have any questions or comments, please leave that in the comment space below. Smash the thumbs up button if this video was helpful, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks so much, you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.